Yeah. You know what? I don't know what the is going on here anymore. Look, I have a dog. What's the language you'd like to learn? I don't know. Probably English. Oh, hi. Oh my God. My baby dog. I don't know. Does anybody remember the girl group Dream? No. Wait, is that her name? Forgettable. Running a country is very stressful. I was about to say special. What's wrong with me? Just because you had turned a year older doesn't mean you just get your ass eaten. None of this is funny. It's not that funny. Why am I doing this to myself? Oh my God, I have to giggle so bad. It wasn't even that funny. It's so sad how it hurts. I'm crying. Chongus hates it. Come back, honey. No. It was like silly or whatever. It wasn't that funny. But I can't stop laughing. It's so stupid.
No, I think definitely did kill himself. We saw a video footage.
Oh my God. I can't stop crying. Hi, honey. It's okay. He broke up with me for Aunt Jemima. I think Courtney just broke. I know. It was funny. Chongus, what's wrong? Can someone please? I was gonna say, I don't know anymore. What's it called? Oh, my fart cone. Hey, what are you, man? Oh, you guys. It was fine. What was I doing again? Poor kid. It was kind of his fault. I'm drinking my Coors Light. Kiss my husband goodnight. Then I got in my truck. And then I yelled out, "What the?" This ain't your typical honky tonk. So what I've gathered from this is that I don't know what I'm talking about. We have a funky background going on here. Of course. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Hello, you guys. Look at these two dogs. Look at these. There's two of them. 1 and 2. I was doing some last minute shuffling about. I hate how my hair separates right here. Just could you go forward. Anyway, I was doing some shuffling about, I was like, oh, I need to turn my fan on. Bah, bah, bah. And Chunga was sitting in the chair, and I was trying to adjust it to look like she was running the show, and I was trying to be off camera, but then she just like jumped up onto the desk. So I'm sorry I couldn't provide that for you today, but I'll keep trying. One day. Anyway. Hi. Hi. You guys, I ran out of coffee creamer and I really wanted iced coffee. Still tasty though. Oh, Stevie, hello. That's actually, you know what? That's something that I really want to see really grow in this community is every time something insane happens, anytime something ridiculous happens, we get a new account connected to it. Stevie is a refugee, bananas and rice, Tard Somali, which, I mean, those are like barf tits, of course. Barf tits is our favorite. But, just I'm hoping that, maybe we have some lurkers that end up changing their accounts to match all of our fun little inside jokes. I think that'd be fun. Should I create an account? Brie the Booker is a fake account? Oh no! This whole time, I thought she was a real person, just booking gigs for the Butt Rug Babies. Okay, you guys, I just remembered something, and I need to ask you about this right now before I forget it again. Hi, because the other day, I was getting ready to walk the dogs, right? And like I was listening to some video, an ad came on, and I was like, oh, I'm going to shut this off because I'm going to go walk the dogs. But this ad came on, and it was the shortest ad. First of all, this ad was the perfect length. I'm still shocked that Russell Hall might be a lesbian. This ad came on, which to me is the perfect length of a YouTube ad because it lasted like 2 seconds. Okay. But it played this song and I was like, oh shit, because I don't even remember if there actually were any lyrics to this song. I just remember it so well from like, I want to say sometime around 2009-ish. Like I have vivid memories of my friend Kyle liking this song, but it might not have been him. But I remember hanging out with him like a lot between like 2005 to like 2012. But it was like a bunch of horns. Okay. It was horns and it went dun, 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 which by the way, that was the only part right there that played in the ad. And then it was gone. It was just dun, 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 and then ads over. I was like, hey. So I couldn't even figure out what ad it was to be like song in such and such ad. But it goes, does anyone know what song that is? Hi, Lounge Singer. Do you know what song that is? Carrie doesn't. Do it again. You don't remember the product? No, because first of all, I don't even pay attention to the ads. But the ad was like this long, and it was like all it played was and I was like, oh, and it was like horns. What kind of horns? Not the trumpet, not the saxophone. I think maybe there were lyrics. I think somebody was singing. Trombone? Maybe. What does a trombone sound like? Does our soundboard tell us? Let's see here. I don't think so. What does a sousaphone sound like? What does a tuba sound like? The Frank horn? Is it the Frank horn? Anyway, hopefully somebody sees this one day and they're like, oh my God, it's that one song. Because the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure. What do French horns sound like? Okay, people are thinking it's the French horn. People are thinking it's the Frank horn. French girl. Are these voices? Oh, no. Okay, so we don't get a sound.
But we do get this. Does this...
Hold on.
Okay, what does this sound like? Oh my God. I can hear myself, and it's weird. I don't like it.
Lady, make it stop. You need to find the commercial. It played the one time. You know how spammed I am with ads? Because I'm constantly pausing YouTube videos. And then I go to play it again and it wants to play an ad like as soon as I hit play again. So it's like it's all the time. I see Netflix is going to have Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey MMA fight in May. Oh man, but they're both old. You know what I mean? I don't want to see them fight. You know what I was hoping you were going to say there was going to be like a cool documentary or something. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're not like old, but you know what I mean? Like they're out of their fighting prime. Remember that one time when Ronda Rousey lost to that one lady and she was like, it was because I had a concussion. Like, Gina Carano is going to kick her ass. I have a feeling. I want to see Tess Holiday versus Jamie. Oh my God. I would get Netflix for that. And I'm not even going to get Netflix for the America's Next Top Model documentary. I will borrow somebody's Netflix for that because I really want to watch it. I need to talk to Mike. Where are apps you can hum into guess a song? Working on a link. Saint Motel, my time. Ooh, hold on. Frank, I'm not ignoring you. I was in the middle of monologuing. How'd you figure that out? That feels so familiar too. Oh, fuck, this is it. How'd you figure that out, Frank? This is it. Is that a xylophone in there? Do you hear that? Is that a xylophone? That is a saxophone? Oh, I'm very retarded. Have you seen Gina lately? She makes me question things. Oh, is she looking super hot again? I mean, she was always hot, even when she gained a bunch of weight. That's a saxophone. I'm sorry. Oh, he's singing. He's singing. Oh shit, this is like bringing me back. Okay, I feel like that was definitely when Kyle and I were hanging out a lot. That's a saxophone. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry I'm so dumb. I really shouldn't have been so confident in what kind of horn it was because, to be honest, I obviously didn't know. And I've done this before where I was like, no, I know that it was like this, trying to rely on my memory or, my knowledge. Thanks, Frank. Show's over. Courtney got what she needed. Bye. I know. And what's crazy is like this, it's been going on for like a week and I keep forgetting to ask anybody if they know what I'm talking about. Because you can't just type into Twitter. You guys know this song that goes dun 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 dun. By the way, you guys, it started snowing during our walk today. Where are you adding a theremin to Throne? I don't know. I have to find a good theremin. Well done, Frank. Next puzzle for you to solve. Where is Nancy Guthrie? My Type by St. Motel was prominently featured in Volkswagen's Memorial Day sale commercials in 2015 and 2016. This was, I don't remember what the product was. I honestly thought it might be like a preparation H or a foot fungus cream or something like that. I don't really know. I thought it had something to do with something kind of gross. Okay, maybe not necessarily something kind of gross, but I thought it was like a prescription type ad. You figured it out though. I don't know how you figured it out. Oh, you know what I'm thinking I'm gonna do? This actually answers this question. I should say hi before I really get carried away. Vengeance Demon asks, Courtney, episode 200, how are we celebrating? This is what I was thinking, because some people have been requesting mukbangs, and I don't really want those to be a permanent thing, but I was thinking it might be kind of fun to like get Treat Stream, add some stuff to Treat Stream, and do like an 8-hour stream and let people send me stuff. But Treat Stream can be very finicky, and like there's like cooldown periods and all this stuff, so it'd have to be very strategic as to like what's counted as a dessert and what isn't, and blah 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 blah. But I can put a DoorDash gift card on there. On Throne, excuse me. I can put a DoorDash gift card on Throne. So I was thinking perhaps what we could do is we could do that stream. I could put a DoorDash gift card onto Throne, and we can use the DoorDash gift card for the stream, and I could just order it myself because it's much quicker. We can still have Treat Stream active, so if people want to send stuff. But if people want to, like, let's say somebody wants to super chat something during the stream and be like, I want you to order such and such or whatever, and then I can just do that. All right, let's say hi. Let's say hi. Carrie. Breathe the booker, hello. And Chris. We have the same name. Courtney Ross, hello. And so and Frank. What's up, Garfield and Diane LaRosa, and Vengeance Demon, and Michael Coulter, and South to West, and Alan. Her ear keeps touching my iced coffee. You know what's really funny? Sexy Red, isn't that rapist? It's like, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown. Pound town, pound town. And she did that Release My N-Word video song. And in the video, she's super pregnant. And she's dancing in the jail, and then like there's all the guys in the cells, and they're like trying to get out. She's so classy. I remember when I watched a stream. I was like, bah, woo! This tells you how long ago this was. I was watching a stream. It had I think it was a Nick Rekieta stream, and Elijah Schaefer was on there, and Elijah was talking about how frustrated he was that in the entertainment industry they dehumanize and devalue Black people so much, and it's like forced upon them to create this image of how they live their lives. And he played that video, and Nick was laughing his ass off, and Elijah was like, this is just so ridiculous. Like, why do you insist that your talent behave this way for the public? Like, why do they have to do this when like they can show like a better character for themselves and their community? But instead, like, this is what you're giving them. And it really, like, well, I mean, for a long time I thought that was just how it was, but then again, you know, I didn't really put much thought into it. It was like, okay, yeah, I guess Tupac was once a drug dealer. Nope. He was a ballerina. Stevie's refugee. I got a creamer for you. No, son, no. I'm real. Yeah, that's what I thought. And you were just booking all those shows for the Buttrock babies. That's a saxophone. I'm retarded. Are you Android? Google hum to search. Oh, okay. I need to. Hold on. I'm going to try this real quick. Okay. It looks like there might be some options there. For episode 200, you should put in Russell Zia. Well, we're not on the same side of the country. I'm too poor to fly across the country, and she's too scared. That sounds like a great song. Frank, in your free time, where's Jim Hoffa buried at? Why don't you give Courtney your debit card? Old Restless, what's up? Hello. Thank you for figuring out the song, Frank. My OCD blesses you. And she did a sex tape and it wasn't even pink. Everything's a lie. You know what? I actually, to be honest, when that song first came out, when I first heard the lyrics to that song and I heard that part, like, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown, I was like, oh, what? Are you okay? I thought yours wouldn't do that. Well, never mind. Old news. Frank nailed it. No, but that's going to be helpful for in the future, Lounge Singer. I still need it because what if that happens to me again with another song? There's actually another song that I need to do that with because this one actually doesn't have lyrics, but it opens with helicopters. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what the fuck this instrument is, but it goes. So I'll hum that one and try to figure out. I'm not as worried about that one. Sounds like a skin flute. No, we have to solve that now. Okay, well, all right. Well, I googled hum to search. And so it says, future blah, 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 blah. For singing 10, 15 seconds in the Google app, Google Assistant, or YouTube. What? Google App Assistant. Open the Google app. Tap the microphone. Okay. What's this song? Da-na-na. Excuse me. Yeah. Na, 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 na. It's just saying. Nope. It's not working. At first thought I was just saying no, 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 no. And so it said no, 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 no. Part 1 or part 2 by Destiny's Child. I didn't know they had multiple parts. That song you just hummed is a surf guitar by Dick Dale. No, it's not a guitar. It's not a guitar. Theme song to Jurassic Park. No, that's na 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 na. A$AP Rocky. No, it's not a rapist. It's like it sounds like a prepubescent bee, maybe just like a zzz. What's this song? It didn't even. It doesn't have the lyric no in it. Yeah. It's not a rapist. A$AP Rocky is a rapist. This song came out this song's old. Song that has helicopters in the intro. I feel like it's a Dick Dale song. I hope. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I have to. Where do that? Nope. 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 No, I feel like it was older. I feel like it was like a 60s song. What the fuck is going on here? None of these look. Nope. Yeah, it's none of these songs. An LFO B-side. Said it's an instrumental. Yeah. It starts off and you just hear bunch of helicopters, and then it just immediately starts sounding like a broken bee going. I don't know what that instrument is at all. It might be a theremin. I don't really know though. It just sounds like it's like a high-pitched buzzy thing. It's not a guitar. Watch, it's some fucking weird guitar. All right, we're going to give this ASAP Rocky song a try, even though I know it's not him at all. Because Frank insists. Yeah, that's not it at all. It doesn't, it's not called helicopter. It has helicopters in the beginning. What is it? No, that's not it. No. It's not an instrumental. That song that you told me does not have helicopters in the intro. See, this is not a helicopter. It's literally like, you know what a helicopter sounds like? How it's like, Telstar, Telstar. That's it. It's Telstar. Yes, Telstar. Hello? Hey, excuse me, where were your helicopters? But that's the sound. What is that instrument? What is this? What is this stream? The fuck? Wait, Lounge Singer, how did you figure it out? Totally sounds like a dying bug. This isn't the version that I remember hearing, though. Hold on. Okay, there's like a few different. It's weird because these all are the same, but they all sound different. YouTube version starts with an airplane sound. Yeah, I feel like that one might be. I remember. Okay, so I used to work at this place that would play all sorts of like strange songs, and that one used to play like at least 5 times a day for some reason. And I remember like we would hear the sound of like helicopters playing overhead, and we're like, what is going on? Like every single time we were like, and then all this, and Courtney doesn't know my favorite, the troll. LOL. What? No, I don't. What? I don't know what that is. What? The who? What is it? What are we talking about? What? Courtney, that's one of those old school organs that they used to use in the 60s. You can hear that same organ in the song called The House of the Rising Sun. Oh. I'm guessing that I'm assuming that they probably stopped using them because they sound like bees. I'll put the YouTube one in the Babbling Lounge. It has the airplane sound. Okay. This is a fun game, but I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people that are just tuning in are going to be like, this is lame. The hell? Troll Lolo song. Troll Lolo. I don't know what any of that means. Troll Lolo. Troll Lolo. Yeah, I've never heard that before. So it's not like a Trolls song like from the movie? It's like is Troll a band? Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. I put the club version of 1 Pound Fish in Discord. Oh, 1 Pound Fish. That song is a banger. I forgot about it. I was like, what the hell? And then, can one of these things just get out of my way, please? Where the hell? I need another monitor. I need 2 to 3 monitors. And what I'll have to do is mount them on the wall. This is making my autism feel happy for some reason. 890 subscribers. What? 890 subscribers. Yeah, and people keep unsubscribing for some reason. So, listen, if you don't like me, don't subscribe, okay? Just please stop getting my hopes up. I just need to get to ad revenue, okay? I just want to start getting some ad revenue. Boo! Could you fucking stop doing that? Yeah, this one has 2 monitors is the way to go. Yeah, I need at least one other monitor. Let there be drums. I say subscribe even if you don't like her. Or a widescreen. No, with the widescreen. So I have a widescreen right now. And like the problem is that like it's hard to keep all the windows like separated from each other. So I need like one monitor that like just has just StreamYard on it. Just so I could just like see the chat, whatever, and make sure that like you could see the screen properly and all that stuff. But the other one would be nice to have, like, that's where like the other windows for stuff. Like one monitor, honestly, if I just had like just voice mod and just StreamYard on it. And then on another monitor, I could have like the videos and stuff that we're watching. I could pull that stuff up because then that makes it really easy. That makes it a lot easier to go full screen. Because in some windows, when I pull certain things up, I can't go full screen without it taking up my entire screen, and then I can't see anything except for what we're watching. And so, having that, just being able to go full screen with the stuff that we're watching, it'll be on another monitor. That would be way better, way easier. It's the version Garfield said. Oh wait, that's Dick Dale. But wait, Telstar is the song and not the band. Shit, I need to find the band. Oh, wait, the Garfield said has the helicopters in it. So he was right all along. Tornadoes. Oh, this makes sense because it's 1962. It was definitely a 60s song. You want to give me some helicopters? Give me the helicopters. Ooh. Oh. Hello, will you load, please? Hello? Hello? Yeah, that's the one. I told you I'm an autist when it comes to music. Well, you kept saying Dick Dale. This one says it's the Tornadoes Telstar. So I looked up Dick Dale and I couldn't find any Dick Dale songs. It was really confusing though, because I would click on certain things and it would show like different artists and stuff. And I was like, no, he said Dick Dale. Courtney, I was listening to Chody. He said YouTube will stop giving you notifications, even if you have the push one turned on and are an active watcher if you miss 2 streams in a row. The hell? What's the point in setting the notification? Right? Because like you have the option to go like on the channel and select like custom, which okay, I don't understand what the difference between custom and no notifications is. I feel like you either, or I guess it's personalized, you either have all notifications on or you personalize it, right? Because I don't want notifications for fucking everything. I just want the notifications for the things that I set the notification for. But what I want to know is what's the point in having the option to set the notification if you're not going to be notified? Hi, honey. Nobody's here to see you. I love you. No, that was a harsh realization for Cricket. Can you please? The camera's on, ma'am. Oh, she is cute. Yeah, you sleepy girls. Yeah. Yeah, your head's sticky. You're so cute. That sounds like Friday the 13th, not helicopters. It's helicopters. Is that one helicopter? Hi, honey. I don't like it when you make certain motions, sweetheart. It freaks me out. Are you spilling stuff on the dogs? No, I just haven't wiped her head off. Can you see a little like mess right here? It's helicopter adjacent. Telstar. I don't know how I forgot that. Did you hear that tiny little? Oh, it was Choo Choo. Yeah, that was you. You're so cute. Do you guys want to talk about the I mean, I guess we kind of talked about it the other day, but you guys want to talk about Australia, the prison planet? And how they had a prime minister go for a swim and then he went missing and like I guess no one cared. It's strange though, because it sounds like there was a funeral and like an investigation, and then they just had to give up because they were like, yeah, he probably drowned. I want to be able to find some. I want to find some articles on this, but I did save the Wikipedia on it because I thought you guys would like it. I mean, we went over this the other day, but I think we haven't talked about the prison planet in a while, and I think what? Let's go through the prison planet, the prison planet channel in the Discord in the Dorcas, and see what we have, because there's Lounginger gave us an interview with Backhand. We never got to watch that, so I don't know where Penelope is. Did they make another banger of a PSA about swimming? No, because this one was a prime minister, right? So they didn't need to make a PSA. He wasn't a peasant. They only do the PSAs for peasants because they're, peasants are useless and they're too dumb. I mean, look at me. I'm considered a peasant now. I don't know how to get to properly get ID because I'm a woman. Oh. You can't infantilize a prime minister. Oh, what? Okay. So I got curious, all right? Okay. So disappearance of Harold Holt. So I'm looking at this. I was like, okay, we went through some of this. What does talk mean? I've never clicked on the talk tab. Okay, so this here says, a fact from disappearance of Harold Holt appeared on Wikipedia's main page in the Did You Know column on December 11th, 2017. The text of the entry was as follows. Did you know the Australian Prime Minister Harold Holt's death by drowning was commemorated by a warship, a naval installation, and multiple swimming pools? A record of the entry may be seen at Wikipedia recent. What? Girl, what? Backhand. New subscriber for Courtney. Yay! Just for me? Backhand, we're talking about the prison planet. Do we actually have a new subscriber? Wait, how long are you going to be new subscriber for Courtney before you turn into regular subscriber for Courtney? Or just like just subscriber for Courtney? How many subscribers do we have? 891. You weren't lying. You are a new subscriber for Courtney. But how much time goes by before you're here forever? I hope we get more of those. One day we're going to have thousands upon thousands of accounts that are just subscriber for Courtney 1, subscriber for Courtney 2, subscriber for Courtney 3. I'm forever young. Yay! Okay, backhand. We're talking about the prison planet and the disappearance of Harold Holt. How much of this do you know? Because a lot of people, when they talk about this, they talk about how, like, yeah, he went for a swim, he disappeared, they replaced him, no one even talked about it ever again. But then, like, I was reading this, and oh, you're sweet. It seems like they did kind of care, at least for a little while. Nothing at all. Why don't you know anything about this? All right, so let's read this article together and then see what other information we might be able to find. This says, on December 17th, 1967, Harold Holt, the 17th Prime Minister of Australia, disappeared while swimming in the sea of Portsea, Victoria. An enormous search operation was mounted. See right there, like that shows that people gave a crap, right? Like nobody just was like, oh, well, what are you gonna do? Was mounted in and around Cheviot Bay, but his body was never recovered. Holt was presumed to have drowned, and his memorial service 5 days later was attended by many world leaders. So that tells me again, like people care. The emus paid off some sharks to do the job. It took them 30 years, but they did it. It is generally agreed that Holt's disappearance was a simple case of an accidental drowning, and the only other plausible explanation being that he could have been attacked by a shark. However, a number of conspiracy theories surfaced. The most famous suggestion was that he was a spy for China and had been collected by a Chinese submarine, which sounds crazy. However, this theory was quickly proven false. Holt was the third Australian prime minister to die in office, which that seems a bit high. I don't know why. Okay. After Joseph Lyons in 1939, the emus for sure got him. The emus were pissed. And John Curtin in 1945. I feel like the emus got that one too. Holt was initially replaced in a caretaker capacity by John McEwen and then by John Gorton following the 1968 Liberal Party leadership election. Holt's death has entered Australian folklore as and was commemorated by, among other things, the Harold Holt Memorial Swimming Center. That seems a little, I don't know, that feels a little insensitive considering how he died. Okay, Australian folklore. Are you going to give me, okay, collections of folklore, of Australian folklore. Australian folklore is preserved as part of the Australian Register. What the hell is that word? UNESCO? Memory of the World Program and the Oral History and Folklore Collection of the National Library of Australia. Australian Children's Folklore Collection. Now, I need old bush songs by Banjo Patterson. At least they didn't name it the Drowning Center. What was Australia doing during World War II? They were getting attacked by emus. Oh, man. I feel like it was the emus. It had to have been the emus. All right. I need to listen to the old bush songs by Banjo Peterson. None of these other ones appeal to me at all. Bush Music Club. So those are the like Aborigines, right? Australian Aboriginal mythology. What the hell? Baijini, unknown race mentioned in Yolngu folklore. Bora, sacred Aboriginal initiation ceremony. Oh my God. Many sites still exist throughout Australia. Maybe they were trying to train the emus to attack the Axis forces, but it backfired. So they just got the prime minister. Bunyip, according to legend, they are said to lurk in swamps, billabongs, creeks, riverbeds, and waterholes. Dreamtime. Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. I was hoping that you would tell me, okay, historical events. Eureka Stockade, a rebellion that took place in Ballarat on December 3rd, 1854. Okay, I feel like this is going to be Bush ballad. This is where we're going to really need to go. Portuguese discovery of Australia. Portugal? What? Much disputed theory that claims early Portuguese navigators were the first Europeans to sight Australia between 1521 and 1524, well before the arrival of Dutch navigator Willem Janszoon in 1606. Yeah, well, Willem Janszoon. Why is that a name, Willem? Banjo Patterson didn't even play the banjo. This is Sexy Red all over again. Okay, I'm having a good time figuring out this Australian folklore. That's going to be our new Wikipedia page. Going to help us find new things to read. What's wrong, Sexy Red? She said her coochie pink, her booty hole brown, and everybody found out that her coochie wasn't pink. All right, Harold Holt became the 17th Prime Minister of Australia in January 1966, following the retirement of Sir Robert Menzies. Holt was a career politician. Oh, first strike, buddy. Entering Parliament at the age of 27 and becoming a government minister at the age of 31. All right. Well, that's plenty of time, sir. You're out. Go back to being a regular civilian. As with Menzies, Holt refused a security detail upon taking office, considering it unnecessary and potentially alienating to the general public. His stance changed after 2 incidents. My God. Yeah, stupid. Here's the deal. The more in the public you are, the more security you're going to need. That's just a fact. Like you need a lot of protection because too many eyes are on you and there's too many weirdos out there. You can't be a prime minister. Okay. So this guy's a fucking cartoon. That's for sure. Like this right here, I think that everybody who's like defund the police and like no cash bail, they need to read this right here. It might not help them really, but they need to read it. Okay. As with Menzies, Holt refused a security detail upon taking office, considering it unnecessary and potentially alienating to the general public. His stance changed after 2 incidents. One mid-1966, a window in his office was shattered by a sniper. And then an assassination attempt was made on Arthur Calwell, the leader of opposition. My God. Speaking of brown booty holes, it's my bedtime. What time is it over there, Vengeance Demon? What time is it? Oh, it's probably late, right? Like late. Booking security for gigs and stuff. I know. We have to, butt rock babies are way too popular. We have to have round the clock security. We're like the Beatles times 10. 11:30. Oh. Yeah, it is late. Whoa, night. At least you were here for a little bit. I do need to start doing streams at different times. I want to be as consistent as possible, so that like it's easy for people to get their notifications and stuff. But I feel like I I need to do more. I think I need to do like different hours. I honestly, with it's starting to get lighter in the morning again, and I think what I'm gonna do is start walking the dogs way early in the morning for spring and summertime, because from like late mid-Marchish through September, I could be walking the dogs at like 6:30, 7 a.m. So I should start doing that. And then once I get all that my morning stuff out of the way, I could do a stream at like 9 a.m. my time. And so if you're 8 hours ahead, then that's like 4 p.m. your time. Someone perked up at that. I know. I could be walking the dogs early in the morning. I love you. I love you. Are you comfortable, honey? I love you so much. I feel like you're not. You can scoot your butt up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Just scoot your butt up. Hi. Oh. Cricket's little paws. I don't know if you can see, but they're crossed. It's very cute. Hello. Oh, Cricket. There. You want to be? I feel like that's what you're trying to do, huh? Noon Eastern will suck, but you do you. Well, I mean, it's just it would just be like one day a week or something. Like my Monday nights would still be the same. Like I would probably just start squeezing in like early Tuesdays and maybe do like early Tuesday, early Wednesday or something like that. He's not that far in the future. Not as far in the future as Backhand is. All right, let's keep talking about this Harold Holt feller. Okay, so his window was shattered. Arthur Caldwell was the leader of opposition. There was an assassination attempt on him. Holt grudgingly accepted a single bodyguard for his official duties, but refused any protection while on holiday, regarding it as a violation of his privacy. His wife, Zara, later suggested that this was so he could hide his extramarital affairs. Vengeance Demon, Spitter. Vengeance Demon, what year is it there? I missed that at first. Okay, Holt and the Ocean. Oh, this feels like it's going to be a love story, huh? Holt was a keen outdoorsman and had beach houses at Portsea Victoria, Bingle Bay, and Bingle Bay, Queensland. Bingle Bay? He was introduced to spear fishing in 1954, and it soon became his preferred vacation activity. Holt wore a wetsuit so he could fish year-round and preferred either skin diving, hello, or snorkeling, as he found air tanks burdensome and inauthentic. What the fuck is this guy? Are we serious right now? Yeah, air tanks are inauthentic. I don't like security details, even though I'm the prime minister. So, it just separates me from the people. Yeah, you're already separated from the people. You're the freaking prime minister, stupid. Air is burdensome. That didn't age well. It's true. Oh, that was an average dude 60 years ago. Really? He seems like a friggin' cartoon. Frank likes muff diving, you guys. Are we surprised? Hey, ma'am? All right. Once he had speared a fish, he would unzip his suit and place it inside. Oh my God. No, what a strange creature. Once he speared a fish, he would unzip his suit and place it inside, still bleeding, allowing him to continue fishing. According to his companions, Holt had incredible powers of endurance underwater, and sometimes kept himself amused during parliamentary debates by seeing how long he could hold his breath. Although he could tread water for long periods, he was not a strong surface swimmer. Well, skin diving sounds like something they did on Epstein Island. Yeah. What? Several of Holt's friends confronted him about the danger of his hobby, including his press secretary, Tony Eagleton, to whom Holt responded, Look, Tony, how do I do an Australian accent? This guy sounds so fucking Australian. I know. Look, Tony. Oh yeah, right? Oh yeah. Look, Tony. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. Look, Tony. What are the odds of a prime minister? I just said I wasn't gonna do it. Being drowned or taken by a shark. Okay, that wasn't that bad. That was terrible. Well, Harold. Crikey. Look, Tony. It's the look, Tony, that I'm having a hard time with. What are the odds? What are the odds of the prime minister being drowned or taken by a shark? It's okay. Oh, you know what? I really would like to take di- dialect. That's the word, not derelict. Dialect classes. Don't rate my Aussie accent. It was terrible. That's not a shock. This is a shock. I feel like the more I practice, the better I'm getting. It's still awful. It's just improved, you know? On May 20th, 1967, Holt had a close call while diving in. Hey, ma'am. Diving at Cheviot Beach on the Mornington, Pennsylvania Peninsula. Why do I opt to do this? Like, I'm doing this by choice and I'm very bad at it. Okay, where he became distressed and called for help. Pulled ashore by his diving companions, he remained conscious but turned purple and vomited a large amount of seawater. Holt attributed the incident to leaking snorkel and supposedly remarked, "That's the closest I ever been to drowning in my life." Drowning in my life. I think that was pretty good. A few months later, on August 5th, I don't like the way you do your dates here, which was also his 59th birthday, he was spearfishing at Dunk Island on the Great Barrier Reef. He spent 25 minutes chasing a large coral trout. August 5th, isn't that winter time? That's winter time. Isn't that the winter? Hello, backhand, where are you? Backhand, isn't August wintertime? Backhand, hello. Did Backhand die? Are they having storms out there? Is he dead? Did he die? Backhand, come back. Backhand, isn't August 5th? Isn't that wintertime in Australia? Wait, where's Dunk Island? Kunangleba? Where the fuck is this? Australian East Coast, opposite town of Mission Beach. Koodaloo. I'm sorry. Should we find the docudrama? Oh my God. And then we watch. And we'll watch it in the Discord. August does equal winter. Still tropical. Tropical winter. Wait, so it doesn't snow in Australia? June, July, August is winter. So what's winter like out there? Like it's still ocean. It's like swimming in the ocean weather. If that's the case, screw you, people. This is what we get for letting prisoners name an entire island. Yeah. Kunangaba, Mount Koodaloo, behind Brahma Bay. You people. Okay, this is where he drowned. No, it's not. No ice. On the bay? Sitting on the dock of the bay. Okay. The Great Barrier Reef. So it's in Australia. He was... Holt's health. All right. So he was swimming in the wintertime. He was swimming in the snow, hugging icebergs. We don't know. He spent 25 minutes chasing a large coral trout, but eventually had to abandon the pursuit due to extreme shortness of breath because he was swimming in the winter. All right. Holt had been in reasonably good health. There's no ice in Australia, but how do they keep the Mexicans out? Can dingoes swim? Maybe. I don't know. Ma'am, you have to leave room for your sister. Poor choo-choo. Yeah, here you go. I'm just trying to give you guys room. I love you so much. Okay. Holt had been in reasonably good health throughout his life, although he had a family history of premature death. Oh. His father died at the age of 59, and his older brother died at the age of 57. Holt himself suffered a severe concussion in a road accident in November of 1955, in which the driver of his ministerial car was killed. In September 1967, Holt began treatment for a painful shoulder injury that he had originally suffered playing football in his youth. He was prescribed painkillers and twice weekly physiotherapy. A few days before his death, he had been briefly examined by his personal physician, Marcus Fonts, who had advised him to avoid overexerting himself and to cut back on swimming and tennis. Interesting. The Prime Minister is missing. A 2008 docudrama suggested that Holt's judgment on the weekend of his death had been impaired by his medication in combination with work-related tiredness and stress. Morphine was named as the drug that he'd been prescribed, although no direct evidence indicated that he had taken any on the day of his death. All right, lead up to the December 17th incident. Holt's final cabinet meeting of 1967 began late on Thursday, December 14th, and ended early the following morning. What an asshole. He returned to the lodge for a few hours of sleep and then returned to his Parliament House office at 8:30 a.m. to finalize a press release. At 11 a.m., Holt left Parliament House and was driven to RAF base Fairbairn. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. Where he boarded a military jet to Melbourne. His wife, Zara, stayed in Canberra to finalize preparations for the annual Christmas party. On arriving in Melbourne, Holt and his personal secretary, Patricia DeLacy, were driven to his constituency office. I said that right. After dictating a few letters, he went on to his home at St. George's Road, Toorak. There, he informed his housekeeper, Edith Tiny Lawless, that he would be spending the weekend at his beach house in Portsea. He also carried with him a letter from the Liberal Party whip expressing concern at the performance of the government. Okay. Special Ops Emu took out the Prime Minister. Was this during the Emu Wars? Maybe it was an Emu submarine that got him. No, it was in 1967. The Emu Wars were in 1932. So this would be I mean, it seems to me, though, that the emus were having problems with some prime ministers for a while after the incident. While driving to Portsea in his red Pontiac Parisian, Holt stopped in Sorrento, where he saw Marjorie Gillespie, a neighbor with whom he had been having an affair. Holt then had drinks with Gillespie and her husband, Winton. Oh, my God. This feels very Great Gatsby, does it not? I want to fuck your wife, and then we're all going to have drinks together like nothing happened. That night, he had dinner with Lawless, who had driven down separately, bringing Holt's clothes and provisions for the... Oh, my God, this feels so Great Gatsby. My God. Okay, so he was definitely having an affair with like every woman mentioned. So he drives down, visits one of his side pieces, has sex with her, and then has dinner and drinks with her and the husband, while his other side piece drives down separately with all of his provisions for the weekend. Oh, my God. On Saturday, the 16th, at Portsea, Holt rose early and ate a light breakfast. He did some gardening, made phone calls to Eagleton and his stepson Nicholas, inviting the latter down to Portsea. Why? I linked the name of the director of the Prime Minister is missing because you would not have believed me. Peter Butt? No. His name is Peter Butt? Why is that his name? Why is his name Peter Butt? Prime Minister is missing. Who killed Dr. Bogle and Mrs. Chandler? This name is too clunky. Dr. Bogle. Peter Butt. Peter Butt? Why is that your name? Okay. All right, so he did some gardening, he invited his stepson over. Holt played tennis in the afternoon, then spent some time with Nicholas and his family. In the evening, he attended a neighbor's cocktail party for about an hour, and then he returned home to host a dinner party with about a dozen guests. This feels so Great Gatsby. He's related to Seymour Butts. Holt again rose early on Sunday, December 17th, and after breakfast telephoned his wife. He drove to the local general store mid-morning where he bought insect repellent, peanuts, and the weekend newspapers. One of the headlines in the Australian was, Prime Minister advised to swim less, which detailed the latest advice from Holt's doctor. That's all right. Well, I don't know. The thing is, like, we're taught that, like, you shouldn't just be, like, sharing private medical information, right? But at the same time, like, I do think that it's actually, like, the people's business what the health of their president or prime minister is, because, like, I voted for you, or you're working for me and I'm paying you. You work for the public. So, like, we should know the health. We should know your current health. Which detailed the latest advice from Holt's doctor, but whether Holt bought or read the particular paper is unknown. On returning home, Holt made plans for the rest of the day, which included a visit to Point Nepean. Wow. Nepean? A barbecue lunch and an afternoon spearfishing trip. At 11:15 a.m., he and four others set out to Point Nepean, where they hoped to watch solo circumnavigator Alec Rose pass through the Rip into Port Phillip Bay. He was accompanied by Gillespie. He was accompanied by Gillespie, her daughter Viner. All right. And two family friends of the Gillespies, Martin Simpson and Alan Stewart. It was a hot day and Rose's yacht was barely visible, so the group stayed only a short while before leaving. I'm going to need a schedule, ma'am. Hi, healer. Sorry, I scheduled it like 3 hours in advance. I don't know. I thought it would. I don't even know. But I posted it on Twitter and our marketing of VP. To be honest, it gets posted twice in the Dorcas. So I don't know what to do anymore. It was a hot day. Rose's yacht was barely visible, so the group stayed only a short while before leaving. On the drive back to Portsea, Holt suggested that the group stop at Cheviot Bay for a swim. It was about 12:15 p.m., and he wanted to cool down and work up an appetite before lunch. Holt knew the area well and had swum there many times before. In 1960, even salvaging a porthole from the SS Cheviot, the shipwreck that had given the beach its name. What am I saying? Holt did not hesitate in entering the water, despite a large swell and visible currents and eddies. Eddies? What the hell is an eddy? In fluid dynamics, an eddy is the swirling of a fluid and the reverse current created when the fluid is in a turbulent flow regime. The moving fluid creates a space devoid of downstream flowing fluid on the downstream side of the object. Fluid behind The obstacle flows into the void, creating a swirl fluid. Fluid. An eddy is a fluid. These streams come too quickly. Not something I've experienced. Well, listen. Everyone's complaining. I don't know what to do anymore. But so basically, it's when it goes. It's like a tornado in the water, right? I wouldn't go into the water if I saw that. What's a swell then? A swell, also sometimes referred to as ground swell. Oh, yikes. No. In the context of the ocean, sea, or lake, is a series of mechanical waves that propagate along the interface between water and air under the predominant. Don't get in the water if you see that. Sir, you're in your 50s. Wait, how old was he? I already forgot. Courtney's streams are eddies. Okay, Stewart was the only other swimmer, as the others considered it unsafe. Yeah. Stewart stayed close to the shore, and even in the shallows felt a strong undertow. However, Holt swam into deeper water and was dragged out to sea. The others called out to him, but he did not raise his arms or cry for help. As soon as he slipped under the waves and out of sight in a manner which Gillespie described as like a leaf being taken out, so quick and final. Okay, so this isn't like he was out streaming by himself, or swimming by himself and like never came back. Like people watched him die. That's traumatic. Following Holt's disappearance, Stewart drove to the nearby Officer Cadet School, Portsea, an Australian Army training facility. The school was virtually deserted as most personnel were on annual leave, but the Victoria Police were contacted and initiated what became one of the largest search operations in Australian history. So, like, I just feel like that means, like, people did care and they searched for him. Like, you have to give up at some point and move on with life, right? Like, okay, we have to replace the prime minister. We can't just, like, leave that seat empty. I don't know. I feel like people are like very dramatic about this story. Like, oh my God, he drowned. And then everybody just moved on with their lives. Like, I don't fucking know that guy. Right? Like right now, if Donald Trump went swimming in those conditions, I'd be like, that guy's an idiot. He asked for it, first of all. But like, hello, he drowns. Like, yeah, of course, we're going to have like search operations or search parties go out and look for him. But at some point, you have to just be like, yeah, he gone. And what happens? He gets replaced by JD Vance, and then we all move on with life. Again, I don't fucking know him. Like, I'd be sad for a second. Like, that's really sad that somebody died. That sucks. Like, he was an idiot for going out for a swim in those conditions. I doubt Trump can swim. Same. Did he go into the water voluntarily? Yeah. Yeah, like these people watched him jump in, like they were like, we're not going to go out there. It looks scary. So it was a hot day. Rose's yacht was very visible because he wanted to cool down, work up an appetite for lunch. Which, by the way, like, sir, why do you have to work up an appetite before lunch? Like, you need to get binge eating disorder like the rest of us, and then that way you could just sit like a big fat tub of lard, and you'll just be hungry. Holt knew the area well. He swam there many times, right? He did not hesitate in entering the water despite a large swell and visible currents and eddies. Stewart was the only other swimmer. So like everyone else was like, I ain't getting in there. Fun fact, Trump is deathly afraid of sharks. Well, he should be. Treat stream could have saved his life. So like he jumped in and they like watched him just slip away. They couldn't do anything about it. So following Hort's, geez, I can't read. All right. The Australian Defence Force was put on high alert. The search for Holt's body began at 1:30 p.m. Then when 3 amateur divers entered the water and found it too rough, they were soon joined by helicopters, watercraft, police divers, and 2 naval diving teams. So people are like, oh my God, maybe like this the Chinese spy sub showed up and captured him. Like there was a group of people though that watched him go missing. So basically what you're saying is Brian Wilson drowned him just like Dennis. He had to have. He was pretty young at this point, right? Hold on. Brian Wilson. Oh, wait, no. 1942. Oh, he was like 25. It was him. Little progress was made. However, because of the rough conditions and limited equipment available, by the end of the day, more than 190 personnel were involved. With operations based out of the Officer Cadet School, this number eventually increased to more than 340. So to act like these people, like, everyone just like moved on, they got over it, nobody asked any questions. Like, I don't agree with that at all. I think it's pretty clear that they were asking questions and like looking for him. 340 people were out looking for him in a large body of water. The search resumed just before 5 a.m. on December 18th, despite strong wind, heavy seas, and occasional rain. Working in shifts, 50 divers focused on the rock pools and ledges near where Holt had been sighted. They were forced to free dive to minimize injury, and they were continuously being driven against the nearby cliff face. A change in the tide suspended the search at 8 a.m. It resumed in the mid-afternoon. The following day, operations were again hampered by the weather. Conditions improved on Wednesday, December 20th, but by the following day, most personnel were being withdrawn. The search for Holt's body was officially called off on January 5th, 1968, although it had been gradually scaled back to the point where it consisted of only daily beach patrol. Lieutenant Commander Phil Hawke, who led HMAS Lonsdale diving team, later stated any chance of finding the prime minister was lost by Sunday night. Rumors of Holt's disappearance reached the media just over an hour after it occurred, and the first conclusive report was made at about 1:45 p.m. on Melbourne radio station 3DB. Holt's wife Zara was told of the disappearance by Peter Bailey, one of the prime minister's secretaries. So they had a memorial service and everything. So I don't know why people say that like he went missing. Like they make it sound like he just like went swimming all by himself. Nobody was there and he just kind of disappeared and everybody forgot about him. Like that just is like, that's not what I'm gathering from this. So I have to pee. I'll be right back. Hold please. You guys, I had like the most like morbid thoughts. Because lately I've been wondering if perhaps I might have like an aneurysm or something. I don't want to get into the details of it, but like I started feeling a little bit dizzy for a minute there, and I was like, oh no, what if it bursts on stream if I have one? And then I just died. No, who would end the stream? I would just be permanently on stream like your dogs would save you. Maybe, not really. Garfield's been a member for 8 months. Yay! I had a dream last night that a bear was chasing my dad. Thank you for sharing that. Cricket would. Oh yeah, Cricket does know how to use technology. Courtney, we have an express no dying rule. Well, listen. Honestly, I think once I get back into the swing of things and can get like acupuncture and stuff again, I think I'll start feeling better. We'd have to listen to do forever. 1 minute news clip of the search in prison planet. Ooh. The National Film and Sound Archive of Australia. Here. The National Film and Sound Archive of Australia acknowledges Australia's Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as the traditional custodians of the land on which we work and live, and gives respect to their elders, both past and present. What? Harold Holt's disappearance. Hi, honey. You're so cute. You're so cute. You just want all the attention. Choo Choo, do you want to come here? Come here. Okay. Did you see that the youth hockey shooter was trans, Nazi, loved Nick Fuentes, and wanted Thomas Massey to run for president? I haven't seen anything about that, actually. That hasn't been showing up in my feed because I'm just seeing a bunch of posts about, yes, I'm going to choose bacon and dogs over Muslims, which, like, yeah, duh. There's that. America's Next Top Model. I don't really know. I don't really know what shows up in my feed. I don't see it that much. Okay.
Here's a news flash from the Herald Sun newsroom. And in 10...
I want us to start talking like this again.
Land, air, and sea searches continuing near Portsea's back beach for the Prime Minister, Mr. Holt. Reporter David Johnson is on the scene, and we cross to Portsea now.
This is David Johnson reporting from Portsea. Australia's Prime Minister, Mr. Harold Holt, is missing. At 12 o'clock today, he went for a swim on the ocean side of the Portsea beach with a friend, Alan Stewart of Armidale. A few moments later, Alan Stewart realised that he could no longer see the Prime Minister and has then given the alarm. That was at 12 o'clock today. At the moment, there is much activity down here at Portsea. The Army has discharged the operator.
Hold on. Look at this. Imagine.
The Prime Minister and has then given the alarm. That was at 12 o'clock today. At the moment,
I mean, that in itself looks like scary enough. Like, oh,
there is much activity down here at Portsea. The Army has discharged the whole operation. We'll have much more information for you as we...
Wait, is that... Somebody wrote in the sand, helicopter? Really? That water is rough AF. Like, I would be nervous to go in there. And it didn't look like they had very like high tech equipment, right? Because this is the 60s. So there's not things have advanced since then, right? Like when it comes to like their wetsuits and their scuba gear and all that kind of stuff. Like, whew, oh, that looks scary.
Get it, but a search is underway now. Local people are three.
I just love this. This is where the helicopters are going to land. So we're going to write this in the sand. Who fucking wrote that? Who took the time to write that in the sand?
Lots of local boats have been employed in the search also. That's about all I can tell you at the moment. Just repeating.
Maybe it's stop the Abos from worshiping as a deity.
That Australia's Prime Minister, Mr. Harold Holt, is missing.
Here's the thing. I don't even think that he necessarily went missing, right? Like people watched him go swimming and he drowned. He clearly was like taken away by the rough seas and drowned. I feel like that's pretty obvious, right? It's just so strange the way that the story has been painted to think like, I want to hear the Abo reporter version. I need to learn Abo. At least he died with a swimsuit full of fish. Yeah, what the fuck was that? Yeah, he would spear a fish and then just shove it in his wetsuit and keep going. What did he do with the fish after that? No. That's weird. That's weird. I don't want your wetsuit fish. That's weird. Do 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 do. We know Abo. It's Aboriginal singing. I wonder. Wait, hold on. What does this sound like?
It doesn't sound like it. Oh. Oh, hello. Maybe I should have used this voice when I was talking. I was reading that article. Maybe not. Oh, this one. Hello?
Hello. Oh, I like that one. No.
Oh, this one. Nope.
Oh! Damn. Okay. What I do ASMR in this voice, please. And this one? Which one? We did 3. What did that sound like? It's harder, like, trying to listen to it. You sound like you were in the 1920s or something. This one?
Okay, back to programming. The first one. Oh, okay.
No, I do ASMR, really. I actually kind of hate ASMR. It makes me want to
Murder everybody. Forrest Bobby! We were just talking about the disappearance of Harold Holt, and you know what? I'm mad because I feel like it was dramatized. It was made to sound like he just kind of like disappeared one day, and everyone just like didn't care. But that's not really how it went. That's not like. I also found Mr. Butt's work online. I'll put it in there for later. We're gonna have to watch that documentary in the Discord one day. Hi, Cricket. You look really upset, ma'am. Before he went in that water, someone should have told him to hold on a minute. Like, he clearly drowned and then he was replaced because he was a freaking prime minister. You can't just like leave that spot open. So he was replaced, but like there was still a search party. Like people still looked for him and they had a memorial service for him. Like, what more do you want? Was all of Australia supposed to pull an Erica Kirk and like, all right, everybody, we're doing a tour. Everybody get your leather pants and your glittery blazers and your fireworks. We're gonna also, by the way, the tour was for his book, to promote his book so people would buy the book. It wasn't like the Erica Kirk tour. It's just that, of course, nobody wants to pay attention to that. They just want to shit on her. Don't get me wrong. Something seems weird. Okay. Something seems a little off. But the weird things that people are judging her for, it's very frustrating. Like, don't tell somebody how to grieve. I've experienced a lot of loss, from parents to grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles, fucking pets, you name it. All right. A lot of loss. Every time I grieved the loss, it was different each time. And I'm going to tell you right now, fuck you if you're going to tell me how I'm supposed to grieve that loss. Okay. Shove it up your asshole. I don't care. You're a psycho. Betty ate Vegemite sandwich and went swimming without waiting 30 minutes. That's exactly why he went missing. It's 100% why he went missing. Everybody goes missing when they eat Vegemite. I don't know. Erica Kirk was just carrying on as her husband would have. That book tour was planned for months, if not years. Exactly. The thing is like, she was given his business, right? Like the only thing that she didn't carry on was the Prove Me Wrong tour because nobody wants to debate Erica Kirk. Hello. But the memorial service, everyone's like all surprised, like, oh my God, how did they get that stuff planned? They probably already had certain arrangements set aside just in case, just like how he already had it planned out that she would be CEO, right? So like, there was probably already stuff that was planned, like, this is how I want my funeral to be. Like my funeral, what my funeral is going to be is I'm going to get a traditional Viking burial. You're going to put me in a box in the water and then you're all going to shoot flammables and then just let me burn at sea. I wouldn't mind debating Erica Kirk, if you know what I mean. She does seem suspicious, but there are things people go for her that are stupid. That's exactly where I'm at with it, mindless. Like, it just is like, something seems a little bit strange or whatever, but the thing, like, people were attacking her for the pants that she wore because she was wearing leather pants with like her freedom shirt. And I'm like, what? I didn't know leather pants were that controversial. I thought she looked fine. You couldn't see anything, right? There was, and they were like freaking out about her eyeliner, and I'm like, was she not supposed to wear makeup? Hold on a second, the dogs are dogging. Will Courtney come back or die? But yeah, I just think that, like, yeah, something seems a little bit strange. Like when you watch like the way that she speaks in certain scenarios and stuff, like people were showing different clips where like she'd be talking, then her eyes would be like that one time when she was talking to, I think it was Sean Hannity, and she's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Like that kind of stuff was like a little bit weird. Brad, what's up? Exactly. TB USA is weird. Charlie Kirk was weird. They've always been in that weird shit. And Candace is acting like that's not the case. Candace is going crazy. Also, Candace needs Candace needs somebody to teach her how to say certain words. All right. She's way off with a lot of words. What did she say? Grandoise? Is that what it was? And then burrow instead of bureau. She needs help. But like, yeah, something seems weird, right? But the things that people are attacking Erica Kirk for, I'm like, you guys can fuck off with that. I'm sorry, but you're just convincing me that like she's hella cool, right? Like you're just pushing me in a different direction here because I was already on board with like something seems a little bit weird here. But like the book tour that was already planned. So like to judge her for that is stupid. To judge her for the clothes she was wearing is stupid. To judge her for her makeup was stupid. Judge her for the way that she's grieving is stupid. Oh my God, she's hugging her friends. Like, shut up. Shut up. Like something seems weird, but it's not the stuff that you're pointing out. Don't tell me what to wear when I'm grieving the loss of somebody, and don't tell me how to grieve the loss of somebody. But you know what? Here's the thing. You know what else is weird? People thinking that the disappearance of Harold Holt was like completely forgotten. You can wear sparkles, baby. Yes. Yeah. Here's the thing. When my dogs die, I think we have to have a party. You guys, here's the thing. When Boots died, he was very well known at my place of work at the time. Like very well known. Like, cause I worked from home during COVID. And every time I'd be on the phone with anybody, he would need to talk to them. So he became very friendly across the nation with many people, not only my colleagues, but also clients. So he was very well known. So by the time he died, I was working in the office again. And he was very well known amongst everybody in the company. So on his birthday, I made cake and I brought it into the office and I was like, we're going to celebrate Boots' birthday, even though he's not here. And that's what we fucking did. Is that weird? Probably. But Boots wanted his damn cake and he wasn't here. So I wasn't making any dog cake. Because the year before, like, because when he was here, I would make him like dog cupcakes and like all sorts of shit. Because he was my boy. And so, yeah, I was like, well, I'll just make human cake this time. And we all fucking ate cake together and celebrated my dog's birthday like a bunch of weirdos. It's weird to outsiders, but you guys can fuck off. That made me happy that day. And that's what my dog wanted, was mom to be happy. So suck it, folks. Assholes. R.I.P. Boots. I know he was the best baby in the whole wide world. My own mother doesn't even make me cake. Well, the love that I had for that dog, it knew no bounds. Oh my God. He was an absolute menace. No, he wasn't a menace. Penelope was a menace. He was a nuisance, though. The guy. I should have gotten pizza. Pizza was his favorite thing in the whole wide world. Were you wearing glitter? I did not wear glitter, mostly because I didn't want to wear glitter to the office. But when Penelope goes her own way, I'm fucking wearing glitter. I'm wearing glitter. I'm teasing my hair to the gods. I will put on the blackest fucking eyeliner. And I'll light some fireworks. And say, hey, everybody! You're not going to tell me otherwise. Here's the thing. Like, if I'm having a very, very, very public event that is memorializing the love of my life, yeah, there's going to be fireworks. We're celebrating the love of my life. Hello? Yes, Erica Kirk cosplays for funerals is a mandatory now. Yes. Yes. I have leather pants. I'm putting on the leather pants. I'm going to put on sport. Like, think about this. Think about the person that you love the most, that you want to grow old with, somebody that you love so deeply that you couldn't imagine life without them. You couldn't imagine life with somebody other than them. Would you not want to have fireworks for that person? I'm just thinking about like what does that person deserve? What does the person that I love the most deserve? Fucking fireworks and leather pants and all of my friends and me hugging them. Right? A Viking funeral. I want a Viking funeral. It's my fish, Oscar. Is that weird? No. And you know what? When Oscar decides, you know what? It's time for me to go. We're lighting some fucking fireworks. Does Oscar not deserve fireworks? I feel like Oscar deserves fireworks. It's just strange to think that like, okay, I want to remember this person in the most positive way possible, and people want to shit on that. Like, if you want to have a funeral where nobody wants to be there, and it's just you want to have negative memories of the person, and you don't want their favorite people there, you don't want to hug the people that decide to show up, that's on you. Fine. Get the people that they hate the most there and don't celebrate it in a positive fashion. Okay. That sounds horrendous. It sounds like really fucked up, but that's on you. If you die before Frank, he's going to stuff your corpse with a McDonald's cheeseburger. And that's what I would want. All funerals should be switched to celebrations. We need a culture shift. Yeah. Like when my dad died, I went swimming, like at his funeral. Well, like after, like we had like we were like at the church service, and it was like standing room only because everybody and their mother loved him. And then we went back to my grandparents' beach house, and I fucking got hammered and went swimming with my family. Hello. I was trying to pull a Harold Holt, but it wasn't successful. Yeah, death is depressing enough. Let's celebrate the love left behind. That's the thing is like, just think about like the people, like what do you want for the people that you leave behind? Like, I don't want them to be sitting around like that's going to happen here and there or whatever. But like, no, I remember at one point we were like, I don't remember if it was like before or after. I think it was after the service. Like everyone was like eating and stuff like that. And I just hung out in the back of my cousin's SUV. No, she didn't have an SUV. She had a fucking, what's the AMC? I don't think it was a Gremlin. I think it was a different one. Or was it the Gremlin? Maybe she had the Gremlin. But the hatchback was open, and we just sat in the back like chugging Mike's Hard Lemonades. Are you going to tell me that like I shouldn't do that? Even though that's 100% what my dad would have done? People went spearfishing in dangerous waters to celebrate Harold Holt. Hundreds more die. Javelin, no, but that's what my dad drove when he raced. He had a SC Rambler and a Javelin, but no, hers was a smaller one. I think it was the Gremlin. Because it wasn't the trunk. Like there was the hatchback. Courtney's convinced me I'm going to get a pack of sparklers in our news. Yeah. Well, not the last part. Not the last part. Ah! Oh my goodness. All right. Is there anything else in the Discord, in the Dorcas, that we need to address? I'm here. How much have I missed? We talked about the disappearance of Harold Holt because people made it out to seem like it was kind of a cartoonish situation. Like, yeah, man, he just like disappeared. No one cared. They just replaced him and all moved on. But it turns out that's like not the case at all. Like there was still a search party for him. They still had a memorial service for him and all that stuff. But like he was the prime minister and they had to replace him. And eventually it happened in the 60s, for crying out loud. Like we're going to have to move on at some point in time. You know what I mean? I'd say the Backhand interview, but he's not here anymore. Did Backhand die? I think we should watch it anyway. Oh, should we watch? Is this the real one? Is this the real one or I never remember anymore. Yay, lounging air!
Back in the car.
Yay! Thank you for the gifted membership. Yay! Backhand is here. Okay, we're gonna watch this. Hold on, I need to. Okay, this is the right one. I lost it and now I found it again. Oops. Oh. Ooh. We're gonna watch this real quick and then we'll watch the interview with Backhand. She has an Australian accent, so it counts.
What's this? It's the privilege bridge. What's that? It's a metaphor for explaining how some people have advantages and opportunities granted to them just because how they were born.
Whoa.
That's a lot
to take in. No. So let's begin.
Here are two people trying to cross this stream. It's a raging rapid called the River of Dreams. Okay, so how did they get across? Good question. Let's start with Ross. Ross is a male and he's straight and wealthy. He's in his mid-40s and he's rather healthy. He's white and was born in a peaceful nation, so Ross gets to use teleportation.
Which, by the way, again, I need to speak with all of you healthy white men. Is the thing that you're not wealthy? Is that the difference here? Because I've never met a healthy white man that can teleport, and I'm still pissed. Okay, I feel cheated in life. I'm mad.
Whoa, that was super easy. Yup.
Right.
Now let's take a look at Stevie.
Stevie.
Stevie is a refugee. Born in a country that she had to flee. She doesn't speak English and she's not well off, so Stevie has
Allah Akbar!
It gets me every time. Is Ross really privileged with that hairline? That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know, Ross doesn't seem all that privileged considering, like, he seems to be short and have a rough hairline going. So it doesn't seem like he's like that privileged. If he was like 8 inches taller and had more hair, I would say that he could probably teleport, but oh my God, Courtney, what's that? Stevie is a refugee and she had to make some decisions. It wasn't good. Okay, let's see. Let's go to this guy. Seems cool. I already like him. To be fair, I haven't tried to teleport. Well, get on it, because I need to understand. All right, this is Brisbane Crash. Okay, I like him. I want to hang out with him. All right, here we go. This is an interview this is Backhand.
Oh, well, it's really quite funny. I was in bed sleeping at 2 o'clock this morning. My wife comes in and says, oh, the shop's been, someone ran into the shop. And I said,
he's missing like a lot of teeth. Like a lot. Sir, why are you missing so many teeth?
Oh, what? So I jumped out of bed and all I had was my undies on, and I've walked out the front and I've seen the car smashed, and I've seen the bloke walking back to the car. And so I've walked outside and I said, oh, what are you doing, mate? Like, you can't be leaving the scene. And he goes, don't be a hero, mate. And I said, I'm not trying to be a hero, but the police are coming. And he just decided he'd scoot up the road, and I just said, nah, it's not going on like that, mate. So I jumped in my car and I started chasing him up the road, and then he went down a side street, and then the police were coming, and I flashed them and sent them off in the direction of him. But, mate, all I had was me jocks on. I was chasing him up the street, and I'm just like, mate, like...
Because you told me that this is your mate's shop, yeah, and you didn't want him to get away.
Yeah, no. Well, me mate's mum's had this shop for like 40 odd years, and look at it. Look at it.
It's a mess, isn't it?
Beyond a mess. Like, words can't explain how it is, mate. Like,
now, Daniel, you managed to put some pants on in the meantime.
Yeah, mate.
That's good to hear. Do you feel like a hero?
Oh, not really. It's just something you got to do for the community, mate. It's like you look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you.
There you go. Good attitude. There you go, guys. Daniel, quite the Australian hero here this morning. As for the owners of the fish and chip shop, well, they are insured, but there is a big mess to clean up this morning.
Oh, wouldn't you like to live next door to Daniel?
Woo-hoo!
Of the day.
Good stuff. And Jess,
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Jess, what Daniel needs to realise, Daniel, if you can hear me, you know all good superheroes wear their jocks on the outside, so it kind of fits the brief, pardon the pun.
Yeah, but I had nothing on but me jocks.
Yeah, Lisa.
Well, you missed that bit of the uniform, but that's okay. You're a hero in our eyes.
Wow.
Well done, Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot, guys.
Goes to show what you can achieve in your underwear.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jessica Millwood. Checking with you again shortly.
Well, they're like really focused on the underwear. It's a little strange. What I want to know though is where are all of his teeth? He was missing like, I don't know if I want to be Daniel's friend. He seems pretty cool. Yeah, your jocks on. Backhand, I didn't know you're such a hero. We salute you. Backhand, we need to get you some chompers though. You're missing quite a few of them. He was missing, like, why was he missing so many teeth? I don't understand that stereotype of like super poor people have no teeth. Like, I mean, all you gotta do is like brush your teeth every day. Like, I'm hella poor and I have all my teeth. I mean, I'm only missing my wisdom teeth now, but like before, I guess I had all my teeth and like I just brush them every day. And then I don't do things like get into like crazy accidents that could like bust my teeth out, and I'm good. Like, did he have just like a shit ton of abscesses in the front or something? Like, what was going on there? Why was he missing so many teeth? He looks like he might do bad things at a snap. Like murder someone? Stevie is a refugee. Born in a country that you had to flee. Okay. All right. So we've got the documentary in here. So we will watch that in the Dorcas at some point in time. Either never brushes them or some drunken fights in his jocks. Oh, Mrs. Fancy brushes her teeth every day. Well, you should. Australian meth is good. Yeah, I mean, is that what's going on? I mean, he said he was sleeping at 2 a.m., so that doesn't seem very on brand for somebody who does meth. Yeah, my guess is that like maybe he gets into a lot of bar fights or something, or maybe he like drunkenly rides quads and crashes into shit. I don't really know. Born in a country that she had to flee. Okay, all right. I think we're gonna conclude the situation, this stream, because well, I don't have anything left in the Prison Planet Dorcas, so we should add some more stuff there. Some bad shoey accident, maybe. Oh, yes. They say if you had the teeth back, you lose the accent. The hostage situation? The hostage situation. Are you talking about Nancy Guthrie? You have 75 minutes to make up for me not being. I have a history of the shoey thing up there, but I don't know how good it is. All right. This is going to determine whether or not Lounge Singer gets to keep his job as the VP of marketing. No, you said the situation. Oh, yeah, because I'm retarded. I'm holding you hostage right now. So because we are something crap. 10 minutes. Born in a country that she had to flee. All right. The hell is going on here?
Thank you for 2 fantastic terms. Cheers.
Yeah, some days I feel unfazed, like when I'm with my friends with a cup raised. On Monday, I got
Am I gonna get a copyright claim? So okay. So this is like a bunch of Australians drinking beer out of shoes. Oh, brand new shoes, that doesn't count. I feel like you have to do this. It has to be in a dirty shoe. It has to be in a used shoe.
Globe. Today's video is about the shoey. For those of you who don't know or decided to skip past the montage at the start of this video, the shoey is the art of taking a shoe, usually off your own foot, filling it with the beverage of your choice, which is usually alcoholic, and inhaling the cocktail of foot sweat, foot fungus, maybe even a spider or 2 combined with the beverage of your choice. Pretty straightforward, right? Anyway, naturally, the next question that a lot of you guys will be asking is why do this in the first place? Well, the shoey is an ancient Australian tradition that reportedly started in the year 1902 at a brothel in Chicago, where there was a rumor that someone drank champagne out of a woman's slipper. And apparently the shoey was popular with Germans so that someone...
He said in Chicago? Why... Is there a Chicago in Australia? Okay, slipper champagne. In the 20th century, the act of drinking champagne from a lady's slipper became a shorthand for decadence and sophistication. The practice is thought to have originated in 1902 at the Everly Club, a high-class brothel in Chicago. Chicago is in the U.S. When a dancer's slipper fell to the floor, a member of Prince Harry of Prussia's an entourage picked it up and used it to drink champagne. Listen, I didn't... Okay. Is there a Chicago in Australia? No, there's no major city named Chicago in Australia, but a small industrial area in South Australia was once known as Chicago. The suburb, located near Adelaide, was later renamed due to male confusion with the U.S. city, though some locals joked it was to avoid associations with gangsters. Well, there's that. How could you screw that up? Do you not have like zip codes? So a German drank from a shoe in Chicago. How does that relate to Australia? I have no idea. They really are a prison planet. There's an Australia then, I guess. Well, okay, Everly Club. We need it. Where? Whoa. Everly Club. No. The Everly Club was a high-class brothel which operated in Chicago, Illinois from February 1900 until October 1911. It was owned and operated by Ada and Minna Everly. Ada Everly, the elder, was born in Greene County, Virginia. So it was in our Chicago. Stripper shoe sweat. So in our Chicago, somebody got a lady of the night. Prince Henry of Prussia was there. Butt chug is another Australian condition. So Prince Henry of Prussia had a thing for feet.
Drank champagne out of a woman's slipper. And apparently the shoey was popular with German soldiers in World War I as a good luck sort of thing before going into battle. But as you guys should know by now, after that Germany went on a little bit of a losing streak and didn't really get much chance to practice the shoey. But then in the 70s and 80s, Australians started to adopt the shoey as our own. Now these days the shoey is fairly popular and mainstream, and there's a few people to thank for that, but we'll get into that a little bit later. First we need to look at the different variants of the shoey. Now surprisingly there isn't just one variant, and 99% of the time the shoey that you perform is determined by what shoe you're currently wearing, unless of course you're making a YouTube video on the shoey and have pretty much every variant on hand. Anyway, the most common is just the standard shoey. This is just the casual shoe that you wear wherever, take off your foot, fill up with a beverage, and the rest is history. And while this is usually the easiest one to perform, some of the limiting factors may be the ability of the shoe to hold liquids, and of course the capacity of liquid that can be held in said shoe. But both of these limitations can be mitigated with the next variant of the shoey, the boot job. Whether it's a work boot, gum boot, cowboy boot, wanker boot, or ladies boot, most of the time boots are made out of much more sturdy materials, which of course means less liquid is likely to leak out, and of course they have a much higher rise on the ankle, which means that a lot more liquid can be held by the boot itself.
Why is he in
France? Then, of
France?
course, we have the most difficult shoeys to perform. These are the ones that involve open-toed footwear, such as the thongy, which can also be done with slides. And one that I'd also put in this category would have to be the croc job, due to the fact that it has more holes in it than a block of Swiss cheese. Now, of course, while these three shoeys are technically the hardest, you can mitigate it by just using it as sort of a ramp, as demonstrated here. Anyway, I think that's all of the major variants covered. Now we're going to get into the next variable, the location. Whether it's on the F1 podium, now we're going to get into the next variable, the location.
Bumhole Street? Bumhole Street is real? Oh my God. I gotta go soon. Bumhole. Bumhole Street is in France. It's in France. That was the worst thing ever done on that island. Russell's from Bumhole Street. Okay, so that's one cool point for France, but that is it. I will not give them any more cool points, okay? I had friends that did this. They called it shoot the boot, and they did butt chugs. Butt chugs.
Whether it's on the F1 podium, in the Bahamas, in the line at the front of Centrelink, or a wedding, funeral, or court appearance, you can pretty much do the shoey wherever you want, as long as you have a shoe and a beverage. And of course that beverage can be whatever you want, whether it's beer, milk, wine, vodka. There's even vegan options like water. Anyway, before we move on to the next segment, I have to ask you to press that subscribe button. As you just saw, I just took a swig out of a dirty old work boot full of milk, and I'd be lying if I said it tasted good. Anyway, the next most important part of the shoey that we have to cover is of course
no Bumhole Street in Australia, but they do have Butt Street, Fanny Street, Wank Road, and Dick Street, according to Google. Okay, this makes me like them. I knew the French were into bumholes. They really are.
Or safety. Now, for those of you who have been paying attention, this is the third topic that we've covered today. I think. I don't know, because I haven't been paying attention. But you know what they say? Safety.
Neither have I. I feel like I was like, the third topic, I thought we were just talking about the one thing. It was the shoey. What?
Third, and this of course applies to the shoey as well. You see, after you've chose your beverage and location, before you put the boot to your mouth, you need to go through the safety checkpoints. You see, feet are dirty, so when you fill an old work boot up with milk and drink it, there's a high chance that you'll contract a disease like AIDS or chlamydia. But that's when you remember the golden rule. Alcohol kills germs. Whether it's 4.6% or like 35%, as long as there's alcohol involved, you should be alright. But sometimes the threat of syphilis or foot and mouth disease are far outweighed by something else, and that of course is spiders. Now, as we all know, if you leave a shoe outside for more than 5 minutes in Australia, about 60% of the population of the world's most deadly spiders turn that footwear into their home. Now, I'll be honest, this is more of a concern if you're not currently wearing the shoe, because if you put a shoe on with a spider in it, you'll either be dead by the time you try and attempt a shoey, or the spider will get crushed as soon as you put your foot in it. But if you grab a work boot off the front porch that you haven't worn in a while, and it's been sitting out there collecting spiders, it might be smart to give it a quick tap against the wall so that they all fall out, or even better, wash it out with the hose. This can be a major problem when you do a shoey with a gum boot. You don't really wear them that often, and they hold liquid really well, so obviously it's the perfect boot for the job. But if you leave them outside like most people do, don't be surprised if a few spiders move in. And I'm a big fan of spiders. It's one of my favorite drinks, as long as the main ingredient isn't a redback. Anyway, as we all know, too much of anything can be unsafe, even fruit and vegetables. So make sure that you do everything in moderation, even the shoey, because if you're not careful, this could be you. Now, next up, I'm going to get into the best shoeyers of all time and some of the founding fathers of the modern day shoey, starting with the man who arguably made it what it is today, Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel's first shoey was at the German Grand Prix in 2016. Then he did it again later on in the year with fellow Australian Mark Webber at the Belgian Grand Prix, then one more time for 2016 in the Malaysian Grand Prix with Max Verstappen, Nico Rosberg and Christian Horner. Then the next year in 2017 he did a shoey at the Canadian Grand Prix with actor Patrick Stewart, who you might know as Pooh from the Emoji Movie, then again in Azerbaijan with Lance Stroll, and then once more for the year in Austria with Martin Brundle, and then only two in 2018 with one in China and one at his famous win in Monaco. But during this time, Formula One decided to try and trademark the word shoey for some reason, and to that I say get fucked. But their application for copyrighting the word shoey wasn't very successful.
Christian Horner. No, what a name. All right, what's happening here?
That I say get fucked. But their application for copyrighting the word
Formula One's commercial arm was granted a trademark for the word shoey on August 24th, 2017 in over 25 countries, covering categories such as flasks, glasses, and mugs to capitalize on Daniel, what's his name, Ricciardo celebration. The trademark was registered to Formula One licensing and became enforceable in January 2018. However, a clothing-related company was rejected because it was deemed to infringe on previous registrations by the Mad Hueys, a surfing and fishing brand credited with coining the term.
But shoey wasn't very successful because the Mad Hueys Australian brand had already got it. Suck on that, Formula One. Anyway, Daniel Ricciardo did one shoey for 2020 at Imola with Lewis Hamilton, and then one more in 2021 with Lando Norris and Zach Brown. Now, unfortunately, that's the last official Daniel Ricciardo shoey, but it seems that Australia's very own Oscar Piastri has picked up where Daniel left off with this one in July. Then, of course, next up we've got Bam Bam Tuivasa. In 2018 at UFC 221, after defeating Cyril Asker, Bam Bam did the first ever shoey inside the UFC octagon. Then of course after that, Bam Bam basically made it his finishing move, and every time he beat an opponent he'd do a shoey, earning the name Shoeyvasa. And arguably the most mainstream Bam Bam shoey was at UFC 269, where he climbed up on the fence and did this one, and it became mainstream from there on out. Then of course there was the time he was at the WWE in Perth and they invited him onto the ring ring to do this one. And then, of course, all the times where he's just sitting in the crowd at the UFC, someone hands him a shoe and he goes ballistic. Then, of course, I'm going to be selfish and chuck myself in here because no one other person that's got a boot full of milk and beer and chugged it on camera. And then, of course, another special mention has to be Post Malone. It seems that at basically every concert, it takes no persuasion at all to get Post Malone to do a shoey, even doing it with fans. Now, don't get me wrong, other mainstream singers like Harry Styles, etc. have done shoeys on stage, but it seems that Post Malone's the most dedicated and enjoys it the most. So when it comes to the musical talent, he has to be the best. So we've crowned Daniel Ricciardo as the king of shoeys when it comes to racing, Bam Bam is the king of shoeys when it comes to fighting, me as the king of shoeys when it comes to waffling, and Post Malone as the king of shoeys when it comes to singing. But now I think it's time to get into some of the greatest shoeys of all time, starting off with this guy from the Parliament. A couple months ago in May, a Western Australia State Labor MP, Kyle McGinn, decided to call it quits on his political career. And after finishing his 56-minute valedictory speech, he took off a shoe and said this.
I thought so long and hard about how I will finish this speech, and I'm used to getting told off, so we might as well get this over and done with. But I would like to say to the members and the constituents across WA, thank you for 2 fantastic terms. Cheers.
Order, members. Order.
Now, this quite possibly could be the most in-touch politician of all time, considering all the rest of them are completely out of touch. And unfortunately, as you just saw, the camera didn't even fucking film it. I've been searching everywhere to find actual footage of the shoey being done, but all I could find was this photo. And to be honest, I think Kyle McGinn ended his political career perfectly, because to be honest, after pulling that stunt, I don't think there's any chance he's ever going to really get back in. Now, in my opinion, and I hope many other people's opinions, the Parliament House should...
Yeah, fucking Karen. Order. Just like he's resigning. He's ending his career, for crying out loud. Harold Holt would have done this. He would have, but he went out.
Shoey has to be the greatest of all time, because when are we ever going to get an opportunity to see something like that again? But the close runner-up and my personal favourite has to be the TV shoey, specifically the live TV shoey. Now, this is the ancient Australian art form of finding a live cross, going into the background, pulling off a shoe, and doing a shoey. Most commonly done at sports games because it's easy to get alcohol, everyone's a little bit tipsy, and there's a lot of shoes on hand. But this one here's got to be my favourite. This news reporter's just doing a normal news report, and then this guy comes into the background, pops off a shoe, fills it up with a beer, and goes to town. Report, and then this guy comes into this one here's got to be my favourite. This news report
was actually doing a report on Daniel Ricciardo. That's really funny. Is that a freaked out Abbo next to him? Oh, was it? Oh, let's see. There's that lady behind him. She's like, woohoo! I think she either is vomiting or celebrating. This person does not care. She's cheering him on. She's laughing. These two, I think, are confused.
Photo. And to be honest, I think Kyle McGinn ended his political career wrong or harmful. So the news reporters usually just roll with the punches, as seen here. I'll let this clip play out.
Yeah, the amount of people in that area.
Ricardo!
All right, well, we better let this happen.
And the Danny Rick shout out wasn't even the best part, because just watch what happens next.
Be across about Daniel Ricciardo without a shoey.
Oh yeah, News Reporter of the Year right here. So here's my homework for you guys. If you see a live cross like this and you happen to have a beverage and a shoe, you got to take on to the team, do it for the greater good, and follow in this man's footsteps. Anyway, that's all. I'll see you guys next time.
Wow. Oh, wait. Animal news. Oh, no. We're going to have to save that. Excuse me. Why does it do this? This is so weird. I don't want to report it. I want to share the link. No. Comments are turned off. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm saving it. I would have preferred to not do that, but okay. Courtney, what's an appropriate goal for your shoey? Probably like 500. I bet Backhand was doing a shoey during 9/11 broadcast. Backhand. Obviously, he had like a whole day. He knew a whole day before we did. And he didn't say anything. He was just partying. Quick call tech support. YouTube's been very weird with me. Last night, it like randomly shut the comments off for me. But the comments weren't shut off. Like chat was still going and everything. But like I could not get into my own live chat to do a poll. It's very strange. There's a shoey song. I gotta go. I was sworn to secrecy. Some say Backhand knocked down Tower 7. Backhand, do you have anything to say about this? I'm getting hungry. I gotta go. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have a taco, and then I gotta feed the taco. Crockett. Yeah, the dogs have to eat. The dogs need to eat. Just saying your jock chewing it up, huh? Feed the taco. I call Cricket taco. I cannot confirm or deny. Backhand massage confirmed. Oh, man. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. I have to feed the dogs. I got to feed myself. Cricket, Cricket, are you hungry? Do you want dinner? Come here. Oh, she thinks I'm tricking her for some reason. Come here. Let's go. Come on. Oh. Let's see. Watch what happens when I do this. This is just a test. All right, stay tuned. And in the meantime, remember, nobody likes doing trust falls alone. All right, bye. Okay, honey. I don't understand how she knows that I like when I hit end stream and when I don't. Because every time when I do that, I'm like, all right, bye. And then she immediately is like, ah. It's a boop, 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 boop. No. We learned a lot today. I almost feel ready for an Australian history to read. No, seriously. I think we all get PhDs in Australian history now. Harold Holt was not forgotten, after all. Backhand was in his jocks. Do you want Cricket to end the stream? Come here, honey. Here, you gotta put your paw. She doesn't understand. Oh, you can delete my app, but you can't end the stream. Holt was not forgettable. I expected to laugh more at that story because I just thought like, oh, okay. So everybody just kind of like, well, there he goes. But they didn't. The Emu War was 10 times better. But now we can look into some Australian folklore and see what Banjo Patterson has to offer. He doesn't even play the banjo, which is crazy. Oh, I should name one of my kids Banjo. This has been Core Geography. We'll work on that with Courtney Brooke. I love you, sweetheart. She's pissed now. All right. But I'm going to go. I got to feed the dogs. I got to feed myself. and all that stuff. So I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Courtography. This is courtography. Courtography. Courtology. Please don't name your kid Banjo. I'm not going to have a kid. I'm too old. I'm too old. My eggs are dried up. So I'll be back. Stay tuned. In the meantime, remember, nobody likes to do trust falls alone. Okay, bye. I guess that just means we're having to do this again. Oh, no.
Night is coming to an end. Stars are fading, lights descend. Thank you for this time we spent. Memories shared, hearts will mend. We had such a great time here. Laughter, love, and moments dear. Every smile, every cheer. Now it's time to disappear. Oh, I will miss you till we meet again. Take care, my friend, my heart will tend. Until the day we start anew. Forever hold on nights to you. Walking out until daylight. City's glow turns into night. Hold these moments nice and tight. In my dreams you'll shine so bright. Every goodbye leaves a trace of a night we can't replace. Take care in every space. Till next time we will embrace. Oh, embrace. I will miss you till we meet again. Take care, my friend, my heart will tend. Until the day we start anew. Forever hold on nights to you. Only goodbye leaves a trace of a night we can't replace. Take care in every space. Till next time we will embrace. Oh, I will miss you till we meet again.